Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. As you can see, it will be a BBC micro game this time around, once again. And let's see if I can find the one that I want to do. Aha. Stig of the Dump, an adventure by Marshall Anderson, graphics by Barbara Leadham. Copyright Schurston Software, 1986. Press spacebar. And while we could look at the teacher controls, I think we'll get more out of the game if we looked at the children's instructions instead. So let's type 2 and press return. And we should be able to do this. Hold up and down to go through instructions. Press escape to exit. Stig of the Dump is an adventure game for you to play on the computer. It is based on the book by Clive King, who passed away in 2018. In the adventure, you take the part of Barney from the story. To play the game, you tell the computer what you want to do, and the computer will try to follow your instructions. You can type anything you want, but remember that the computer only understands about 100 different words. If the computer says it doesn't understand, or that you can't do what you want and you are sure you're on the right track, then try typing your sentence a different way or use different words. Try to keep your sentences as short and exact as you can. Usually your sentence will contain one verb and one noun like this: give the knife, or drop the rope. Always remember to press return when you have typed your words to let the computer know that you have finished. Remember, the computer can only do one thing at a time. Your task is to find Stig and help him do various jobs around his cave. To discover what these jobs are and how you have to do them, you will have to read the book carefully. Yes, this is based on the children's book of the same name, which was published back in the 60s and has since become a modern children's classic in the UK, having been on the BBC Home Service way back when, later appearing on Blue Peter, and also being adapted for television twice, once in the 80s, and again shortly after the start of the 2000s. You won't have to do everything Barney did, and you will be able to do things he could not. There may be more than one way of solving each problem. You can find the objects and the tools you will need by exploring, but remember that different objects may be around on different days. When Stig thinks you have helped him enough, he will give you a treasure. There are 3 treasures to collect, one for each day, and you will have to find somewhere to hide them. Here are some words that you will need to know. It would be a good idea to write them down. Save. This lets you save where you are so that you don't have to start again from the beginning the next time you play. Make sure you have a spare disk to save your game on. Inventory. This tells you what you are carrying. Quit. This will stop the game and let you start again. Words. This stops the pictures changing when you move from place to place. It makes the game quicker to play. If you want the pictures back, type pictures. Direction words. North, south, east, west, down, up. Can all be entered by just using their first letter. Other useful words are in, out, take, drop, examine, find, and use. If you are stuck, try typing help. The thing that will help you most is a map. Start drawing one right from the beginning. Thankfully, I have one near me. You now know all you need to start the game. Good luck. And with that, we might as well play the adventure. I know how to do the first one, the first day, right here and there. So, let's type 3, press return, and we will soon enter the game. Clive King, Stig of the Dump. Based on the book of the same name. Special thanks to High Retro Game Lord for bringing this text adventure to my attention. Hopefully I can get through this one as well. Do you want to play a saved game? No, because we don't have one. we're just going to start right at the beginning here. And the first thing we see when we start the game is that we are in bed. You're in a nice warm bed. The only exit is east. The top part explains where you are now and where you can go. You wanted to start the adventure. It's a sunny summer morning. What now? The bottom part of the text gives you more information, as well as tells you what your last command you entered was. Well, we can go east, but we kind of need to get out of bed. So, get out of bed. See if that works. Apparently it does. You are in your bedroom. There is a bed here and a solid-looking wardrobe. Some exits are west, down, up. Let's look up first. And by looking up, we look at the top of the wardrobe. You are on top of the wardrobe. There is a beam in the ceiling with a hole in it. Looks like a good place to hide your treasure. You have 0 treasures so far. The only exit is down. So down we shall go. Not much to do there yet. And now we need to go down, because that's how else... how else are we going to be able to get out of the house? You are in the dining room. Some exits are east, up, north. We're going to go east from here. And once again, we wait for everything to draw. Thankfully, this game is a little faster with it compared to others that I've played. You are in the kitchen. Grandmother is sitting at the table. You can see penknife, tin opener, matches. Some exits are east and west. Let us take the penknife first, because we are going to need that. And now we are going to go further east, because we went east last time. That's not exactly where we wanted to go, but I can fix this. You are in a passage outside the back door. There is a dustbin here and a woodpile. Some exits are south, west, and north. Well, if you go west, we'll go back in the house, so I went to go north. I should have went back to the dining room and then went north that way. That's how I would have ended up here on this screen. You are on a path in the front garden. Some exits are north, east, south. We are going to continue north. This takes us to a woody track that we will have to travel across. You're on a rough woody track. We can either go north or south. We are going to go north. And we are soon approaching the edge of the dump. You are close to the edge of the dump. We can go in any of the cardinal directions, north, east, west, or south. And we're going to go north here. Now, just like in the book, Barney was warned, don't go towards the edge of the dump. You might fall in. We are out at the very edge of the dump, and we need to be very careful. Now, if you stay on the screen for 2 commands, I think, you will fall off the edge. We have indeed fallen off the edge. You have fallen through the roof of a rough shelter. You have your feet tangled up in some vegetation, and you hang upside down, almost unable to move. a hairy-looking creature staring at you. Well, the ground has now given way. We've fallen off the edge. Surely our grandparents are not going to be very happy with us. Especially if we go missing all of a sudden. Well, we need to be free, but we can't really use our knife, can we? Well, we're about to find out. What for? Cut vegetation. You can't reach. Well, we can't really reach it, but maybe the hairy-looking creature can. I'm guessing that this is the only choice you have, because this is in the book. And by giving the penknife, we are inside the rough shelter. You can see an old brush, a stone axe, Stig, who is the caveman, the hairy creature who we've just met, a hole in the wall, and fire. We can go east or west. Stig cuts you down, you land with a bump. Stig keeps the knife and gives you something. It's late. You feel tired. It's dark in here. It's smoky in here. More. And by pressing any key, we can see what else we have. Well, we need to check our inventory because Stig gave something to us in exchange for that knife, and it's a Flint Blade. Notice that this particular item, well, we've never really looked in the inventory before, but you'll soon find this out anyway. The Flint Blade is in all caps and has asterisks on both sides. That means it is one of the treasures. We now have one of the treasures for this game already. So, now that we have that, we need to get out of here. Can we look around again? Because that would be great. I would like to look around. There's nothing special here. Well, never eat. Let's go east first. See what we can do. You are standing in front of a rough shelter. There is a makeshift door to the west that you can easily get through. You can see Stig. We can go either east or west. Well, first off, we have Stig with us, but as long as we are moving around, he's just going to keep following us. So what we need to do is tell him to go away. You will no longer be able to see Stig. He has left us alone. So now, we can go either east or west. Let's see what happens if we go east. This takes us to even more of the swamp, and I like how the game just does these diamond shapes to fill up all the colors for anything that needs like a wide amount of this color. So if something needs to be all white, the game just takes care of it immediately. I do like that. You were in the dump. Rubbish everywhere. You can see piece of bedstead. We can go east, south, or west. We're going to keep going east. And of course we feel tired. Thankfully there isn't really a time limit. The game is telling us, hey, you're done for the day. Go home. You're in the dump. Lots of rubbish lying about. You can see a newspaper. Let us keep going to the east. And we can see rubbish in this area. Any direction other than west will take us to this next screen. I don't know why that is, but it does. And wow, watch that red fence get filled up with red. You're in the dump. There's lots of rubbish lying around. There's a fence here. We can go north, south, or west, but they're all going to take us back to the previous screen. But you can climb the fence. This will take us to the other side of the fence. You're at the bottom of the slope. There is a fence between you and the dump. All we can go to is the south. So that is what we shall do. And now we are on the slope proper. Look at that big cyan-colored diamond just expanding to create the sky there. You are at the top of a slope that seems to lead down to the dump. We can either go north, south, or west. South and west will both take us to the same place. I'm just going to go west. And here we are, filling up the sky. Thank you, game. You are close to the edge of the dump. An old tree grows out over the dump. We can go east or west, or we can go up the tree. There's no real reason to go up the tree. Not right now, at least. Let us go to the west. Again. You are close to the edge of the dump. And here we are again. We are now back to where we were before we fell down and met Stig. We will now go south. That will take us back to the rough woody track. Let us go south again. And we are now on the path in the front garden. We shall now go south again. That will take us back into the house. We are now back in the dining room. Apparently the clock is still showing the same time. Maybe it's broken. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it isn't. Then again, what do I know? It's a simple adventure game, a simple text adventure game for the BBC Micro. Anyway, we're now back in the dining room. We are tired. We need to go to bed. Let us go back up. And we shall now go to the west. We shall now go back to bed. It's not like we really need to do anything else. So let us sleep. Bed's rather uncomfortable. Well, there is something we need to do first after all. We need to empty our inventory before we can go to bed and sleep. The only thing we have is the Flint Blade, and that is one of the 3 treasures. Here's what we're going to do with the treasure. We're going to go up at the wardrobe, and we're going to drop the Flint Blade here. We have now hidden the Flint Blade in the beam in the ceiling with the hole in it. So now the Flint Blade is safe. We can now go back down. Apparently there's more, and I have to press any key a second time. And from here, we can finally go west. Now we can sleep. You were asleep, having a very nice dream. We will eventually wake up, but that will have to wait until the next video. Join me next time for the second day of Barney's adventures. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!